I saw this morning in the show that you was there and some of your horses was there too.
Yes, I had two foals in the morning and I had a 3-year-old filly in the afternoon, and the filly, her sire is famous Lawrence El Gazal from La Movida.
Good. So this evening we will see some of her brother and sister.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so.
We are waiting the starting of the open house, and we are here with.
My name's Graham Smith. I've come from Australia. I just couldn't believe that I'm here. I've wanted to come and see Ferdinand's open day for a long time, so it's such a pleasure to be here. It's a long trip, but it's going to be worthwhile.
Good. It's your first time?
It's my first time here. I was lucky enough to judge with Ferdinand in Australia, and he told me all about the open day here, so here I am. I've come over.
Okay, hope you enjoy.
I will. Thank you very much.
Hello,
Bye.
Murillo. We are here with Murillo Kamer. Where you come from?
I come from Brazil, São Paulo, Brazil.
And you are here for?
Well, I came for the show and for the open house, and then I'm going to go to visit some farms in Italy and Belgium, Germany. I'm going to be around for around 3 weeks.
Good. What was your impression of the show of this morning?
Oh, it was really nice. I liked the mare classes.
Einen wunderschönen guten Abend, sehr geehrte Damen und Herren. Ich darf Sie hier bei unserem 25. Open House ganz herzlich begrüßen. Und ich möchte eigentlich, wenn Sie mir das gestatten, sehr gerne gleich in meiner Moderation in Englisch wechseln. Wir haben sehr viele internationale Gäste hier und wie wir wissen, haben wir auch mehrere tausend Besucher mit Sicherheit im Livestream aus der ganzen Welt. So, hello to everybody to the open house. It's the 25th anniversary for our open house. Perhaps some of you still remember the music which we used here as an opener. We have used this music for 20 years of the show in Wales. And after these 20 years, of course, we are more than pleased now that the organization of this show is in very safe hands with the Austrian Registry and the great team around Susi Hofbauerwert. Thank you very much. So we feel very, very happy with the circumstance that we don't have to work anymore, and nevertheless the show is going on in a most perfect way. Even more, this open house here today is not only our open house, but it's now the official Breeders' Evening for the show in Wales, of course, what we appreciate very much. And I would like to thank Mrs. Ann Heilo, our president of the Austrian Registry. I don't know, she should be somewhere here. Why are you there? By God. And thank you very much for this opportunity. I think it's a nice possibility for everybody involved, for the people in the show. We have a relaxed time, so the horses are not the most important in my opinion. So it's nice to be together, to see each other. And yes, it's always a very tricky thing to show horses which are not show horses. We are all very spoiled in the meantime to see on the shows horses in the best possible condition, trained by the best trainers. Of course, this is something what we cannot offer you here today. Many of the horses are, of course, not ever trained. We have several mares which are short before foaling. Our young guys are a little bit cuckoo because they have started just their breeding career. So all this is not so easy. I think many of the young ones will be afraid about light, sound, the crowd. They are not used to this, so please understand, but I'm sure you will, because it's a breeder's evening here and you know how it is. The show in Wales, of course, is enough reason to make even big distances. And of course, it's even more enjoyable for us that several people we know came a long way all over the world to visit us and give us the honor to be here with us tonight. And we have a kind of long-distance contest here. And I think you can judge who is the winner. So we have, of course, our special guest Murilo Kama from Brazil. Thank you very much for coming all the way only for this. And we have Mr. Graham Smith up there from Australia. So more than likely, Graham, you will be the winner. It looks like. So let's come back to this breeders' evening, or better, an evening for the breeders. We will show you tonight around 24 horses. Most of them are homebred. Even most of the music you hear today, it's homemade. So I can only hope that you enjoy it. And when I thought about this evening for the breeders, it came into my mind once more that even we are celebrating here the La Movida open house, in reality, we celebrate also the history of this breed, with all the breeders behind, which did a fantastic work through hundreds of years. And when I looked on my list with these 24 horses, which we will present now, I realized that there are especially 3 breeders which, through their breeding work, created kind of backbone also for my breeding program, and without their breeding art, most of my horses would not exist. And I think an evening like this is not only to celebrate someone, it would be good to celebrate the whole breed and all the breeders which did a wonderful job through all these years. Because we all, each single one, we all depend on those breeders. It's a community. And we all depend on each other. No one is the superstar. We can put and add perhaps a touch of taste. But we, of course, no one from us is able to really create something completely new. It's always based on the work done from breeders long ago. And so coming back to these three breeders, I would like to dedicate this evening to this 3 breeders, which have been very important for me for my breeding program. And in this context, first and most important, of course, is my lifetime friend and world-class breeder, Maria Helena. We all know her as Lenita Perroy in Brazil, and I would like to greet her. And 22 out of these 24 horses are carrying her bloodlines. And all this has influenced my breeding a lot. I still think about night-long discussions about breeding with her, which made my days and nights in this case. So I have all good reasons to send a big thank you to Brazil, to Lenita Perroy. Again, 21 of these 24 horses tonight are carrying the genes of a breeding program which has influenced the whole breeding world during the last, at minimum, 40 years. And we are moving now from Brazil to the United States, and there we are going to California. And there we find Arab International. And our friend and admired breeding colleague, Sigge Sillers and her whole family. Sigge, I know that you and Janina and more than likely also Doug are sitting right now in front of the screen watching us here. And I hope you will also enjoy your deserved part of this evening. I have been told that you're breeding this year 8 of your most wonderful mares to our stallion Lawrence El Ghazal. And as he carries also some of your most valuable bloodlines, it's something like coming back home also for you. So we wish you good luck for your next year's baby. Sigge, take care. We are all with you. All the best. And last but not least, we are moving now from California down to Texas to visit one of the greatest horse authorities, in my opinion, today, Mr. Michael Byatt. Beside his own spectacular breeding program, Michael has been also the mastermind behind some of the greatest horses in history. Together with His Royal Highness Sheikh Hamad Al Thani, he created treasures like Ghazal, Al-Adid, Marwan, and many, many, many more. 17 of our horses tonight are carrying these bloodlines. So, Lenita, Sigge, Michael, our open house is your evening and your event too. And I think it's long enough, it has been long enough, but I think it has been also necessary. We are starting now with the most famous stallion who just arrived a few weeks ago from the United States. And this stallion especially has been created by all 3 of these breeders tonight. We will see C.T. Martin, owned by Michael Byatt and bred by the late Count Federico Cicci Thyssen in Argentina. As I said, he arrived only a few weeks ago. He had a pretty difficult traveling, so he's also not yet in his best possible shape, but nevertheless, I think it's more important than also after him to see some of his offspring. And he has been very successful. Okay. C.T. Martin. In 2014, Martin was the leading sire in the United States for sweepstake winners. And with this, he topped the list that his legendary father Marwan was leading for several times. His scat won national and international champions in 4 different continents. Has a spectacular quality, fantastic body. Okay. We will see after him some of his foals. He has a spectacular pedigree by Marwan, out of a daughter by Lujin, coming out of a wonderful Beja family. The Beja family is included by Shatina, perhaps one of the most successful crosses with Beja ever. Okay, walk him around. Okay. Thank you very much. This has been C.T. Martin. And we will go on now with some of his offspring, which is always, I think, very interesting to see. Perhaps you can see points from the father, you can see always points from the mother or the whole family. And we will show you as next one of our Lugin daughters. She's very close related to Lara, Lugin and Lawrence, one of the last one in the family. Her name is Ludmilla. And her filly, 6 weeks old, Linda, by Martin, of course, has never been here and is kind of surprised, I'm sure. Unfortunately, she's only one of only 2 fillies we had this year. We had 9 colts, which is a disaster. Yeah, but this is breeding life, as we all know. It's the first foal for Ludmilla. Ludmilla came from Lenita, and I was very interested to have her, as she's one of the last ones, or beside Lara and Lawrence, the last one of this L family from Lenita, which has been so successful for us, and started with Lily El Jamal, which I imported in '94, and she became Nations Cup champion after. And from her I got Lara El Lugin. I bred Lily to Lara, which has been a kind of inbreeding. And then with Gazal we got Lawrence, which of course is our most important stallion so far. Thank you very much. So I think I don't have to introduce Joanna, which also since years is helping us. Joanna, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to have you here. And on the other side, we have Eduardo. He is now with us since 15 years, and in my opinion, the most wonderful horse person I've ever met. Day and night there. Thank you, Eduardo. I know your days have been terrible, but I also know that you really enjoy. Again, now, a very young colt by Marvatain. He is exactly 12 months old and will not move too, like the others. And I know this old saying, all the breeders always say, at home, they are moving wonderful. He really moves spectacular, but he's pretty afraid, I'm sure. So his mother is Pandora El Jamal, one of our most important mares. I think we try. Yeah. And Pandora gave us several wonderful babies already. We'll see also a little bit later then. Uh-oh. Yep. He's not very happy here inside, so I think we finish. Perhaps we try last round on the short lead, on the short lead. Okay. He has not the smallest eyes. Okay, thank you. The next one. Again, a boy. And a special pleasure for me. Hi, Marianne. So we have a guest here since more than 1 year to educate. But I think we had this already last year, huh? This joke. Yes. Okay. A young colt, again Marvatain, out of a mare which Marianne had from us and went to Denmark. Bellarena, which is very inbreeding to El Brio or El Jaclanson, so it's Marvatain with a very tight El Jaclan line. Try. So it seems that the young ones especially don't feel really comfortable with this light. Okay. So yeah, this is what he would like to do. Lay down a little bit. As I told you, he's coming from Marianne. Okay, thank you, Benjin El Marvatain. Again, he moves much better. This is old breeders saying at home. Okay, next time we will see it. So it's the years of the boys. It seems to be really the year of the boys. Not only in our foals, but also in our presentation. We have a lot of young colts. And it's my old saying, the world needs good colts. So I hope there are some good ones. For this next one, we had, of course, a lot of expectations when we got the chance with Jen and Eliko, which are here with us from Israel today. Hello, nice to see you here. Out of the legendary division, a young colt, Aeneas A. Very late born, so he's in reality not yet 2 years old. So. As we had so wonderful success with Al Hadaya, a half-brother to him out of the same mare. Of course, we have also our expectations in him, in breeding. And it has been the first time that I was hoping for a colt. So they have understood something wrong and delivered all the colts this year, it seems. But nevertheless, okay, thank you very much. And thank you again, Jen, Eliko. It's such a pleasure. And you will be not surprised, the next one is a colt. The next colt came to us. He's only on lease here for 2 years. A Marvatain son, he came to us from Italy. He came to us from Italy, owned by Alfabia Arabians, son of Marvatain, and out of City Magna Psyche, a young colt, 2 years old and already a little bit excited as we see. Perhaps you can clean him. Pepe, bringt sie irgendein durch bitte rein. Of course, those days are... Nein, Tuch. Okay, we try it that way. Also, one of the young guys, he started breeding right now, and of course, always now a little bit hectic. He's coming from a very interesting female line. His grandmother is the full sister to a mare you all will know, Fawn Obsession, who has been world champion in Paris. A beautiful mare out of the breeding from Wayne Newton. So are the young boys very excited when they are the first time in love? And you see the girls never care in reality. Okay, Joanna, thank you very much. Eduardo, thank you very much. Yep. And again, he has a wonderful pedigree. I love this old Wayne Newton lines. They are carrying a lot of beauty. We ourselves have our Pandora El Jamal, which is the same female line. And the next one to come, it's a filly. 2 years old now. I owned her and bred her grandmother, coming from a straight Egyptian line. Her grandmother has been my first homebred European champion. And this is now, I leased her aunt in reality and bred her to Marvatain filly, and we named her after her grandmother Sadunga. Sadunga has been a perfecto daughter out of Spruce Tamin, as a Prince Sheikh daughter, and we are very happy with this filly. So this has been my first cross with on the other way around, with a Spanish stallion on a straight Egyptian mare, and I remember many of my, especially straight Egyptian breeders, colleagues, they hated me for this, I think, but it worked fine and still works pretty good. Thank you very much. Last round. Only a short last round so that she could be seen. No, walking, Eduardo, please. Walking. Short lead, Eduardo, walking, please. Okay, thank you. And the last one out of this group is perhaps the oldest Marvatane daughter. She's also owned by Alfabia Stud in Italy. It's interesting for us because she's representing two of our stallions now, being by Marvatane out of a Shack Fantasy daughter. She has some very nice points on her. She's 5 years old. Marvadusa. Of course, has also never seen a show ring or something similar from the inside. She is bred to Lawrence El Ghazal now. She is not really on heavy diet, but yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Eduardo and Joanna. So we are hoping for a nice Lawrence foal next year, more than likely a colt. And I think he could fit and do very well with her, as far as we know from the babies so far. So it turned out that Shack Fantasy is especially a very good producer of broodmares. This is what we have learned. And yeah, of course we have some hopes with Lawrence too. And at this point, I only would like to come back, give you a 2 minutes break here, and only to mention, as even we know that we are pretty overbooked here at La Movida today, I hope you feel more or less comfortable here. But we know also that more than likely, right at this moment, several thousand people all over the world are with us, watching you, the horses, not me. And all this has been possible after the really great success last year with our first live TV open house. And the Arabian Essence team around Elvis Chugari is right now setting absolutely new standards when it comes to information and entertainment around the Arabian horse worldwide. Please visit the homepage of Arabian Essence now, or tonight, or latest tomorrow morning is a good chance to watch if you're not there personally, or all the visitors out there around the world. Go to the homepage of Arabian Essence and see what the new page can offer there. It's amazing. Just before we started here, I went there and tried to use all the new possibilities on this homepage, and I can only say it's wonderful. Congratulations to Elvis, to the whole team. A fantastic job. And beside everything, it's such a joy to cooperate with all of you. It's also from the personal and human point of view. Thank you so much. I hope to see you again next year altogether. We are going on with the horses. The next horses to come, 10 horses, the next group. It's only a kind of overview about our breeding activities. Some homebred females, some new outcrossed, which we also need for our breeding future. And we are starting with a young filly. Now, already a mare, not filly anymore, we're always late when we think about the babies. It's already a mare, she's already bred and pregnant in foal to Lawrence El Ghazal. She's by Justice, out of Chitara El Perseus, which is coming from a most wonderful line from Elenita Perroy. Her grandmother, Julia Lugin, world famous mare for many of my breeder colleagues, an ideal. So she's now 3 years old. Pretty afraid too, as it looks. Little girl. Again in foal to Lawrence El Ghazal. Okay. And we are going on. Okay. The next young mare we will see, it's a mare I bought her when she was only 4 days old. It's Stigadele, a daughter of Matis, which is a Marwan son in Brazil, and Stigda Silla by El Nabila B. So she is also a complete outcross, also bred to Lawrence El Ghazal, also afraid to come in. So we have to promise her something, I think. And again, some homemade music for you. Stigadele, also in foal to Lawrence El Ghazal now, 3 years old. So she's an ideal outcross for my breeding program. I think she's carrying some points which I would like to add. She's pretty new to us from all her pedigree. And in reality, I bought her for Lawrence, so we will see if we are lucky and if we will get what we expect or what we hope. We cannot expect anything, we can only hope. But I'm very pleased. It has been a kind of risk to buy a filly only a few days old. Okay, thank you very much. I think she preferred to go out. Yep. A last short walk. She feels more comfortable on the lead, it seems. Okay, thank you very much. Next young mare, homebred, half-sister to Lawrence El Ghazal, means out of Lara El Lugin, perhaps one of our most important lines. She's in foal already for this year to René El Lawrence, the first Lawrence son. Herself, she is by W.H. Justice. Her baby will come in June. It will be a colt, of course, again. I have kind of trauma already this year. So she's the only female so far we have from this line. And we have great hopes, of course, for her first baby. Lily Justice by W.H. Justice out of our Lara El Lugin. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Radha. Okay, thank you very much. A little bit slower perhaps with the curtain. And only that you don't think that we only get colts. We have also filly this year. The next one, she's by W.H. Justice, and her mother, the chestnut mare, is by Marwan. Her name is Bali El Marwan. The female line, Bali's mother is a El Perfecto daughter. And this young lady also has very small eyes. So she liked to go home. I think Bale will not really move. She's very protective with her baby. Okay, go again. Stop. Try to get her. Elizabeth. Okay, thank you very much. Another young mare is coming. Gina Meyer-Lua, also in foal, already to Lawrence El Ghazal. She's by Maktub, RFE Maktub, out of the most wonderful, spectacular female line Lenita Peroy has. A granddaughter of the legendary Julia Lugin. Her mother is by Ali Jamal, so it's a line breeding to Ali Jamal, as Lugin is an Ali Jamal son. And okay, she's here. You will see her full blood a little bit later. A young colt, 2 years old, which just 2 months ago came over from Brazil also. Maktub's son. Unfortunately, Maktub himself died last year in fall, so as so often a stallion with many great possibilities. Of course, none of our horses are perfect. The most beautiful, the most perfect one don't exist. But I think RFE Maktub was able to really offer something very special always. No, she will not move, I think. It's a pity. Again, at home she is moving wonderful. But with this light and all this again, a lot of hopes, of course, for next year's foal with Lawrence Elgasal. We are going a little bit older now. A very typical mare. One of our very old, yes, I can already, it's a disaster. I can already say some old line of us. It's our A line, coming originally from Ali Shiba, a mare I bought at the beginning of the 90s in the United States. Bred her to Arali Bay, and we had Anjuli Ali, and this is a daughter by El Brio, our El Chaclan son. She's in foal ward, you know, to Alejandro, so she will have a baby in around 3 weeks. A colt, of course, but this is the running gag today. Has been Austrian national champion at that time when we still went in shows. But as I said, she's heavy in foal. Okay, I think we cannot ask more from her anymore. In a few weeks it will be easier. This line is known for very beautiful eyes. Okay. Something interesting also for my friends from Israel, of course. The next young mare, Rihanna El Hadaya, one of my personal favorites on our farm by Al Hadaya, out of Reza El Bri. Many of you still know her mother. She has been Nations Cup champion, the small filly with the spots. And Rihanna is also in foal to Alejandro. Again, also in, I think should be due in around 3.5 weeks, yes, from now. Stop. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. So we are very happy to have her colt, which will be born soon. The last one from this group, from this girl group, is a black mare by W.H. Justice out of Pandora El Jamal. Her name is Dominga El Justice. Also in foal, she's in foal to CT Sharks Fantasy in 4 weeks too. Ah, yeah, she learned she had some show training. Joanna tried once to show her a little bit, yes. So I think it's enough for a pregnant lady. Okay, thank you very much. And we are going back to the boys, young boys. Next one to come, a young colt by W.H. Justice out of TF Sharaz. By Botswana means the female side. His mother is straight Egyptian. He has been shown by Joanna on some shows already. Okay, come in. And he has bred already his first mares. Okay, perhaps you let him go first. Free, huh? Okay. Okay. Joanna, now you have to try to catch him. Okay, this is not really fair. This you told him during the training. Okay. So I'm very interested. I think this colt could be able to bring some very, very good points to our breeding program. I know Muril also is a fan of him. And he bred already mares to him, yes. The next one, 2 years old, arrived 2 months ago from Brazil. He's by RFI Maktub and also out of Julia El Jamal Beale Jamal, one of the tallest colts I've ever had. He's exactly 24 months old. We're very careful with him in feeding and try to keep him on the light side. GR Mealua. I'm so happy to have him here. He is breeding. He will start breeding this year. I hope so. I think so. He seems to have already some kind of interest in the girls, but he's still very immature. I think he has a lot to offer in a very unique pattern, this young colt. Extreme long legs, that's why we are very careful with him in feeding him, and so we're trying to keep him on the light side. With a wonderful neck, and all this backed up with a spectacular pedigree. So, okay, we try perhaps, I don't know if it makes really sense to let him loose. We try. Eduardo, what do you think? So he also has never been here inside, so we will see. Okay. He's very afraid. Okay. Okay. Eduardo. Okay, thank you very much. We are coming now to the family of Lawrence El Ghazal. I think perhaps several of you know that Lawrence El Ghazal is now in the United States with Michael Byatt, and he has been shown there in Scottsdale. He won his stallion class there, and he's now back in Texas on the farm, and it seems he has something to do in breeding there. And here we have our youngest foal. Needless to tell you that it's a colt by Lawrence out of Dominga. We have seen his mother. So this is not his real mare, his real mother. So she carried the baby for Dominga, the black mare we have seen before. He is only 1 week old. So we are very pleased with this colt. Most of our lines are not born very extreme in the face. So, and especially the Lawrence babies take some months. But he's a very, very nice little boy. Okay. The next one to come, a filly from last year, Romina L. Lawrence. We have seen her mother, Rihanna, before, the white mare, and this is now her filly by Lawrence. Funny enough that both parents grey, and Lawrence producing a lot of grey, and the filly is bay. So these are always the surprises in breeding. Okay, Eduardo, let her free. Okay, so we are coming closer to the end of our small presentation. The next filly in your program, Ulania Lawrence, unfortunately will not be shown. She is lame. This happens in a horse life, so we will not see her. The next one to come, 3-year-old filly, Inga L. Lawrence. I think she's very afraid also. It's such a pity. The firstborn Lawrence Elgasal daughter out of Indiana. Oh, she's too afraid. Okay. Inge Lawrence Elgasal, FT Indiana by Ilan El Jamal, 3 years old. Okay, thank you very much. Last horse on our list, the first colt born from Lawrence out of Reza El Bri. He is 3 years old now. We bred some mares to him already. René L. Lawrence. Hey. Hey, Dada. Turn him around. Okay. Last round, Eduardo. Okay, thank you very much. This has been the last horse. The last horse on the list. But we are not really finished yet. We have, as it was written in the program, kind of birthday party now. Not mine, but we have a stallion here at the farm, which is our most beloved El Chaclan son, El Brio. He's 30 years old now, and more than likely it will be at least to public the last time we see him. Our old boy, with 30 years old, he gave us some wonderful babies. And he has been breeding until really high age. Our little small guy. Oh yeah. Father from Reza Elbri, Anaïs Elbri, Paula Elbri. We have been so lucky. Lorenzo Elbri, a stallion with my friend Mario Matt, very successful, both in show and in breeding. So we owe him a lot. And I think it's over, so thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much. Visiting La Movida. I hope I see you again next year, and I have only one wish. Please stay. Don't go home. Stay with us. Have a drink. I think there's still something to eat here. Thank you very much, Eduardo. Thank you very much, Joanna. You have been great as always. Thank you very much to all of you, and thank you very much to all our friends out there in the world which watched Arabian Essence live TV. Don't forget tomorrow morning, the show in Wales. You have to see it. And to all of you, please stay here with us and enjoy Talk with Friends. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.